Hey, everybody, what's the deal? I got Young Easy in the building with me today. Hey, welcome to MALOFILMS.
Yeah.
So what's up, Easy? Can you tell them about your come up and whatnot?
Yeah, man. With the come up, bro, it really had to bring it back to the roots. And a lot of times, the way it is when you bringing up the roots, they don't like to be talking about the ones that paved the way before us, man. And I grew up jamming a lot of Bean, you know what I'm saying? So, because my cousin right here, JR, on the telephone, man, that's where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? We on telephone with it, and man, shout out that boy Beans, you know what I'm saying? He's still putting on for you, bro, and he paid the way, you know what I'm saying? He made it possible for the Mexicans to get that voice when they first was coming out, was shut them down, you know what I'm saying? And RIP D-Town, you know what I'm saying? And RP Nutso, you know, they did a lot for the Mexicans, man, you know? We really got to pay the way to Bing and also SPM, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones that made it shake for us to get that recognition we deserve, you know what I'm saying? So on the come up, man, really I gotta say it was just, you know, everything that I had went through as a kid, it really let me go down to where the fact turned out. It really let me go down to understand what it was coming up in the urban community. About a lot of times people like to say, oh man, you know, he tries to sound black or he tries to sound this. I'm like, man, I grew up right there by Fifth Ward, you know what I'm saying? North Central area, Hardy. And it's a mean ass blend of blacks and Mexicans, you know, going through the same struggles, going through the same things. So that's why I feel like I'm connected to Bean big time, because he didn't sound Mexican. You know, a lot of times there's rappers that sound a certain type of way, and I just feel like when you're speaking for the streets, man, that's the way I say, like, it's gonna sound that way. You know, you're gonna feel the grittiness on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk.
I just had an interview with Juan Gotti not too long ago, and he said that SPM ain't got out of prison. How do you feel about that?
Man, I feel like that's live right there. I really feel like that's gonna be crunk for SPM to come out here and actually, cause what it is, man, I feel like a lot of times we don't have nobody to look up to being Mexican. You know, a lot of times it's always the way it is. Like a lot of times I understand why people can say, oh, he's trying to sound this, he's trying to sound that. But in reality, there ain't nobody that had no like people to look up to besides the SPM. So that's why when you go to the Day of Unity, when I first performed there, because ESG had brought me out, there were so many people there. And I was thinking to myself, man, there's so many people there. Why is that? Because they ain't been nobody to gravitate to since SPM been gone. So it was so packed that, you know, a lot of people, they want to get booked to the SPMs and stuff like that, because that's the biggest amount of crowd they're going to have in a long time. SPM brought over 3,500 people, man, and over 20 years of being incarcerated. Come on, that just shows you how much they're needing another Mexican to step up to the plate. So that's what I feel like I'm trying to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. That's what my purpose is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What Mexican artists do you fuck with right now that are on the come up just like you?
Man, really on the cool. Man, I can't even say, like, I mean, salute everybody that's doing their shit right now, but actually jamming them like that, I really don't jam too many, bro. I be really in my zone, and 9 times out of 10, you know, I grew up with you know, a whole bunch of, you know, people that grew up like in the 80s area, so I listen to a lot of rock, you know, AC/DC and stuff like that, and, you know, Metallica and shit like that. So really, when I'm not writing music, I'm listening to that, you know, Audio Slave and stuff like that. And, you know, grew up with my boy Luna right here. It's a blessing to have my boy Free. You know, he was locked down for a minute. It's like an uncle to me, you know. So really, man, I can't even say I really be jamming too much, other than when I be doing my music and I just stay focused on what I got going on. But salute to all the Mexicans in the city. Get into it, man. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. So whenever you making music, what's the inspiration behind it? Just the shit you grew up with?
The inspiration is the inspiration of doing the music is just to be able to tell the story of what it's like to come up out of that. Because I remember back in the day, whenever you're rapping, a lot of times people are easy to be like, man, that shit ain't gonna work. It seems like a dream to be able to do something you love and get paid to do it, or be out here rocking these shows and stuff. I remember being young, and I have a song with Lil Bean. That was a big stepping stone on my thing. I said something like, I remember being young, jamming Bean, getting the back right about the time, sold a P and made a stack. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the truth, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. That's how I feel like right now when I do my music. I just want to be able to show people it's possible for you not to be looking about your past and how you grew up, for you to be able to use that as an excuse, man. Use that as a stepping stone to know that you can climb to the next level if you just believe in it, you know? So that's when I tell my story. It's more like for the ghetto kids that feel like it ain't possible, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times there ain't no hope. You go outside, see the same shit, you know, see the crackheads right there, it's everything, you know, prostitutes walking up and down the street. It's just the same type of thing where you just see, that's all you see. Sometimes you got to break out that comfort zone and understand that there's other ways than the hood, because a lot of times before, when I was, all I would do is North Central. The Fiesta was right there. Anything I had to go through was in the hood. I never really just took time. I passed through all the other neighborhoods, but I never just really left the neighborhood. So a lot of times I feel like us, we get caught up in that thing where it's just like a shark in a little tank. You know, you're only going to get as big, but when you start, you know, building your different type of things and you start noticing there's more out there than you can grow, you know. But for a long time it's like growing pains, you know. So I'm just speaking to let them know, hey man, it's possible. There's other way, there's other stuff to do than just the neighborhood, you know. So that's what I be trying to let them know, you know.
Hell yeah. So I see that you got a hot ass track with Down in Houston with ESG and what was that? J-Dawg, yeah, man. I was just talking about him in the car not too long ago.
Yeah,
J-Dawg hard. So
yeah,
how'd that come about?
Man, it came about because we're doing Menace to Society, and when we did Menace to Society, man, I was like telling myself, like, man, J-Dawg hopped in the car. He was like, man, check this out, and he played that to Die in Houston. And I say, man, bro, come on, man. I would always bug him about that track. Like, what's up, bro? Like, I like that track. That track's hard. Till one day I just got tired. I just brought him to the studio and I was like, man, we gonna record this song. And that's how it came about. It was really J-Dawg's song, and I told J-Dawg, man, this song really means the most to me since I heard it, man. Let me do something with this whole, man. I'm gonna do my thing. It's because I be having a vision before I even do it. I knew it was gonna be big, so that's what it is that we did. We went and did that, and then put ESG on there too. So you got the best South and the North Side. One of the founding fathers, I feel like, the Houston rap, ESG. You know, for one of the first ones to be in the SUC, and then J-Dawg, one of the first in the Swisher House. So it's a blessing, man. You know, to be able to do that for real.
Yeah, I also seen that you got that shooter.
Oh, that shooter, man. That's the one that took it to the next level. Over 10 for him. Yeah, that's the one that took it to the next level, man. JP, man, salute JP. A lot of times I try to tell up and coming artists in the game is that people don't really care about when you're coming up in the game, man. People don't really care about sharing their platform. So a lot of times when people try to talk me down or tell me, hey man, you think you could do a better price, I'm like, you can go and get verses from these other people, and that don't necessarily mean they're gonna give you a post on the wall or anything like that. So JP was one of the first ones that had the blue check mark that showed extra love, posted me on his wall and put me on the story mode and did the swipe up for me. And over that feature, I had gained over like 3,000 followers overnight and 5,600 views on the first day. So that was definitely a stepping stone, man. And salute JP. And that's the thing about me, I constantly always show the love that got me to that level, man. And JP was definitely one of them, man. You know what I'm saying? You just yeah. So that's just what it is. That's how I feel right now about, you know, sometimes 9 times out of 10, you gotta just watch who you invest with, because you will feel a certain type of way whenever somebody don't show no love to you, but it's really your fault for making the wrong investment. You know what I'm saying, Bob? So definitely, man, salute JP, salute J-Dawg, man. You know, they're one of the first ones to be rocking with me since the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I also heard, I was watching one of your interviews, and one of your interviews you said that you spent the extra $100. So that
yeah, man. See, that's what I like about people who interview and know what they're talking about. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. In this game, man, it costs money, man. If you ain't got no money and you ain't trying to put nothing into it, I know they say, man, you gotta just find something else to do, man. You know what I'm saying? It sounds fucked up, but that's just the way it is. Especially being a Mexican coming into the game, there ain't really too much love for us out here, man. So I had to build that to be a name. You know, I had to build that. And one time they're doing a show where J-Dawg was performing, and I thought it was Big 5. That's the first thing I put. Yeah, one time we were performing, and it was a J-Dawg show, and then J-Dawg had got there, and I was so traumatized about not to get in my whole time. So I went before J-Dawg went. J-Dawg pulled up and I was like, hey man, how much to perform in front of J-Dawg? They're like, shit, you could perform in front of him for $100 more. I already paid $400 to do it. I said, come on. Went to the ATM, took that $100 because they had an ATM in there, did that, performed right in front of Jay, and that was right before we did Business in Society. I actually got the picture. I'm gonna pull it up, you know, and how it feels being able to collab with one of the artists that you grew up listening to, man. It was a blessing, man, you know. So definitely that was a good thing. That was a good thing for me to do because I really been wanting to do a song with Jay. Me and Jay got over 22 songs together, man, you know. So yeah, that's how that went about, bro. You know what I'm saying?